stickers. We didn't say about the stickers.
Okay, tell the sticker story.
We're starting with a viral marketing campaign, and the first step is going to be to put up this image on the web where everybody can download it and get as many people as you know everywhere to download it and print it out on stickers with no word, just the symbol, and to put the stickers everywhere you can all over the place without any explanation until you create a buzz like, what is this thing and why is it everywhere that I look? And then once you've created that buzz, to go back and put the word reciprocity under the image, download that, create a whole other set of stickers, put them up everywhere you can think of. Make them big, put them up in posters, anything you want. And finally, once everybody's saying, okay, it's reciprocity, what is that? Then you drive the traffic to this web page, which will be a wiki where people can talk about what it means to them, rather than it being prescriptive and saying, this is the dogma of what you must subscribe to be a member of Reciprocity, something like that. That it's a place that people are working through how to live their lives from a different place.
I think our motto is, our tagline is, all you need is a pipe cleaner.
That's so good. I have one final favor to put on tape. I cannot go back to Silver Spring without validating that I brought the class issue into this conversation.
Okay.
So I don't want you to tape me talking about it. I would like you to tell my friends in Silver Spring my attempt. Yeah. And how meaningful it was to you to be part of that conversation.
Anything else you'd like to say? What the hell was she talking?
And why is it so connected to reciprocity?
Exactly.
So, in your words.
You want to talk about it first?
No, I wouldn't.
Well, for me, a key part of reciprocity is that everybody has something to give and everybody has needs, and it doesn't get divided by class lines, race lines, age lines, sexual orientation, or anything else. And the way to solve these class divisions in our work is to get everybody talking about their own real needs, their deepest aspirations, their hidden fears and pains, to get everybody out there as whole human beings, dealing with each other as whole human beings, and then to figure out there are real divisions that need to be addressed, but not in a way that is somebody's good and somebody's bad, and all the heaviness that we do over and over again when we try to address these things.
Right, but we in Impact Silver Spring have been living that out for 10 years. With living out that attempt to bring people into rooms to do what you just said. And I guess we probably, as a group of human beings, have come upon challenge after challenge in really helping people practice that in any kind of significant way across class. We certainly have experienced it, in many other rooms where class is not so present, the difference of class.
You have ongoing support groups of people who are in the old way of thinking of things privileged, and they are all working on their personal stuff with each other and growing together?
No, you're defeating the purpose of this video.
It's an honest question. Having one meeting and having check-ins and check-outs is not enough to handle how deep this stuff goes.
Well, I would
That's
say
not what I'm saying.
I would say that one of the things that I really appreciate about Impact is, is taking on, that challenge. And, am I shocked that you don't feel like you've made all the progress you want to make? No. I mean, this is like one of the hardest things to do. And what I'm constantly, impressed isn't the right word, but like what gets me engaged in your work is how you go right for the question, and this is an opportunity to cycle back to that question. We don't hit it at the right time, all the time, and we keep cycle back. And I can give you examples of what we're cycling back to in Lawrence. It's different stuff, but to me, it's accumulating more experience from doing. It's reflecting. It's getting more tools and cycling back and getting after it again. And so I'm kind of excited about this kind of unifying idea, reciprocity, and how that lens is helpful to re-enter, kind of a question like that. It gives me actually access to this in a way that I hadn't had it before. in a way that I can think about it and maybe help to, be a partner, in helping you all think about it.
I also think that you have worked on this harder and more consistently than anyone I know. And there's an issue that comes up not only in this but in other areas of work. Like if we're trying to create these open organizations that are accessible to people coming and going, in addition to the core group who would be diehards and stick to it for a long time, then when you do the work with somebody just for a while and they leave, then you have to do it again with the next group and the next group, and there hasn't been any structural change in the relationships of those groups of people. And I don't know the answer to that at all, but I think that's part of what is the issue. And if we're trying to create new forms and experimenting with new forms that don't require people to sign their life away for the next 20 years in order to participate, we're going to have to address that across many dimensions.
Right.
I think, Frankie would probably say that we don't, like the LCW, we have this kind of, we go broad, right, but not so deep. And there may be something to that. I feel like our process does give people the opportunity to go deep in a lot of spots. But I do think that there's something to be learned from our environment, which is that having the places for people to cycle through when they're ready, at the moment when they're ready, is critical. And I think sometimes that there's indirection that has to happen in the environment. In the sense that the people that need and want to go deep about their stuff are not necessarily the people, those people are going to get deep, in a variety of circumstances, not just the kind of the workshop on going deep, and the people that aren't ready to go deep aren't going to be in that workshop. And so I think the environment's got to be filled with other opportunities to catch those moments and resource those moments when people are kind of have readiness.
Like a Montessori school.
Yeah, great.
So just say 30 seconds about that, and then I'm going to shut this off. What does that mean?
Montessori schools, they, instead of having an agenda all day, moving the kids through the same agenda in school, they have basically play stations, learning stations of all different kinds of rich resources and materials and everything, and the teacher doesn't teach anything. The kids go wherever they want, and they learn from using the materials, and if they want to approach the teacher and ask for something from the teacher will respond to what they ask. But the teacher does not direct or intervene or say it's time now to go from math to English to science.
Right, it's designed to build habits of kind of self-direction and team
building.
So my final 2 cents would be, yes, that's a great vision, but you got to get the people in the room to do the wandering. And so the question still is, how do you get the people in the room to do the wandering? And I say it's not as easy when you're across class to get the middle to upper class in the room, wandering long enough to have the moments to go deep or not go deep. Those are my final philosophy.
That's why you have the crack team that you have. You got to figure that out.